Welcome to Interro Bites. These are 15-minute videos taken from my long-form live streams. If you want to see the full video or more, subscribe to Dacquisto and check out the playlists on my main page. Thanks for being here. Enjoy.
It was just said in passing. I've mulled it over in my head 100 times. I didn't know what it meant.
Okay, so my brother checked into it and it was going to cost 15 grand.
I'm just heartbroken in this situation. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how do I get this woman back.
I realize, but I'm trying to glean this from what the interpretation that you got from it.
Yeah.
I know you told me you didn't ask for anything more about it. I mean, a statement like this.
This is so wild to me. What Isom says next is really important too. You can tell Isom is like, he said, this is huge to me, but can you imagine? Because I like to learn from these things, not just about the case or refresh my memory what happened with this situation, but learn about people, not only body language, but what they say. And this Jeffrey was so blinded in love with Wendi that he in his own words is saying, I was just so focused on the relationship and she says something crazy, and I just kind of let it go because I was focused on what they were arguing about or discussing. So that's just something to really learn from, I think.
Don't take this the wrong way, but if I was in your shoes, I'd be saying, what the hell are you talking about?
Exactly. If I were in your shoes, I'd be saying, what? Poor Jeffrey. I feel hi too deep. Yeah, he was so focused on just how to keep her happy, keep her there, get her back, whatever. I mean, he kind of had her there. They weren't broken up yet at this point in time that he's referring to, but jeepers. Just let this be a lesson to all of us. If we're totally in love with somebody and they start saying things about hiring a hitman, you might want to take it seriously, because in this case, it actually happened. Yeah, it's fascinating. Not judging, and I agree. That's a great reminder. Learning, though. There's a difference between judging and learning, don't you think? And thank you very much for that comment. Katie, hi.
Used to her craziness. That's okay, right? So she's all over the place all the time. So I think I just wrote it off as another crazy thing Wendi says.
You recall the amount.
I do, and I went back to a couple friends because I told them about this after Danny got shot. I said, holy shit, that's what happened. So I beat myself up about that.
No. I don't want you to beat yourself up. I just want to make sure that you didn't. I'm just trying to get you to see, is there anything else that you can recall? I'm not saying you did anything wrong.
I know.
I'm saying, are you sure you didn't miss something else in that conversation?
No, because it was right back to her and I.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And so in answer to Ope's comment earlier, Jeffrey even said here, I wish I would have said something. What should I do? And Detective Isom said, hey, you didn't really do anything wrong. It's not like he had any real tangible evidence that this was going to happen. He just felt it was crazy talk.
They're going to be here, and that's not going to happen.
So this comment is made in passing as she's traipsing off to the bathroom.
Or the bedroom or something.
Comes back out. It's all.
And I say, I had a good time last night, or something like that.
Okay.
It was that kind of thing. So she sent me this email, and I don't know if it's coming on. I didn't know what to make of it. I sent it to some of my friends who know her pretty well. It said, she's crazy, is what they said. Why wouldn't she just break up with you? It doesn't even make sense. I should have broke up with her. But we've been apart 16 days. She wants another week. But recall that when she left Danny, she just moved out while he was gone. So confrontation isn't her thing, So maybe that's why. So Wednesday goes by. There's Thursday. Thursday, she.
You're still up in the air about leaving. You've told her, I don't know for sure if I'm leaving Friday or not.
That's right. She doesn't know for sure. I don't know if she would have or would have known. We have mutual friends that I told on Wednesday or Thursday that I was going, but it wouldn't shock me if she were able to find out that I was going. I mean, we have mutual friends.
But your answer to her was, I don't know yet.
That's right. That's right. But the next day I decided to go. So it was all
Wednesday.
Yeah, I decided to go for sure on Wednesday. Thursday, she changes her Facebook picture. I'm sure you've seen the picture of her in the beautiful purple dress. It's all over the media. It was suspicious to me after the fact that picture was changed 12 hours before Danny shot, and that's the picture that was distributed to the media. She's very concerned with her appearance and how she looks. So I know that maybe sounds crazy.
And this is a review of things that he's already shared earlier about her changing her profile picture and all of that. So I'm not going to go into any further.
I don't seem to think it was, but I thought this is so strange. She changed her Facebook picture twice in 2 years. And the night before Danny's shot, and she's going to be all over the media, she looks like a Victoria's Secret model, you know?
Okay.
So, but I was bothered enough by that picture because it.
What was the prior picture?
Something that looks more like a 35-year-old woman with 2 kids would have on her Facebook page.
Okay.
All the other pictures, and she looks pretty enough, but that one she looks amazing in that picture.
So just think about this. If she really, let's just say, if she really did want him to stay for Friday and leave when he was planning to leave, which is one theory that he has, putting that picture up actually would have backfired. She would have shot herself in the foot with that one, wouldn't she? Just being silly here.
She's not even that pretty alive. I think her dad
Photoshop.
Her dad photoshops that stuff. He does that kind of thing. So it was a picture produced for her by her father, I believe. So Friday I leave. On Thursday night I leave. About an hour after I saw that picture, I said, "Fuck this," and I just drove out of town. The next day, Danny shot at 11 a.m. No one contacts me, which we have a lot of mutual friends, and they didn't. I talked to some of them after the fact. They tell me that they were under the impression that I was very likely an actual suspect in this case. I posted on Facebook from Tennessee Friday night at a time where it would have been impossible for me to ever have been here at the time of the shooting.
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. Katie's like, stop! Katie has something to add. Her dad photoshops pictures for her. Yes, and he puts big melons on her. It's just really special. What a special family. You missed that part. Yes, this is a true statement. Kind of weird, huh? Can't imagine.
She didn't contact me for 10 days. She told me that the police had instructed her that I was a suspect. And
the picture is in my community pages. I'll be happy to show it when we're done with this.
She was not to return.
We have just a little bit left of this interview, so I'm gonna power through it.
A text message that I sent her that she could not do that. I actually recently dated a criminal defense attorney, just coincidentally, and she thought that was bizarre because she said they want you talking, you want to incriminate yourself, they're going to get access to this stuff. But
That didn't come from me.
I don't think it came from anyone. It was very strange.
So this is where he was saying that he did speak with Wendi about 10 days after Dan's murder, but until for however long it was, she wouldn't speak with him because she told him that Detective Isom told her she couldn't speak with him. And Detective Isom said, that didn't come from me.
Well, I know legally you can't do that probably, but
No.
I mean, it's at least you want to. So I wasn't in the room with her. I don't know how she acted or whatever, but it was implausible that I did this. And I don't know if she told me I tried to protect you from the police. They want to know where your house was. They want to know this. I said, I don't need protecting. How come none of your friends called me or texted me? Well, they told me later that she seemed to be concerned that I actually did this.
Why would you do it?
I know. Why would I do it?
Well, what did she say? Well,
crime of passion. We're breaking up and Jeff's upset. I mean, so I don't know if she said that to you guys. I know you can't tell me that. But she was telling people in her social circle, apparently, that they shouldn't contact me, I guess. us that, this was really a possibility. And that just seems deeply suspicious to me. A lot of these people aren't really close friends with me, but I found out about this crime third hand. And that just struck me as incredibly strange. And it's just,
That was a good question, by the way, the detective asked when he said, why would you do this? I mean, he's still, he's ruled out, but you're never 100% ruled out. So this is why we have to be careful when we speak to police. You could say the wrong thing, even if you're innocent.
suspicious, very suspicious. I just got a couple other things and I'll answer
No,
the
no,
questions
that's
we have. Called Officer Hale, said, hey, just so you know, Wendi has a key to that house on.
Right. And Katie is reminding us about Wendy's interview where where Wendi and Jane actually offered him up as a suspect because he was just such a terribly jealous guy. But of course, in watching his interviews, he's reciting how many times he had been cheated on by Wendi. He said he found out. Thank you for the question. He said he found out third hand.
Trescott. So I know there was some mystery and discussion and speculation how the guy get in, or I don't know the crime scene details. But Wendy's constantly losing keys, so, and rediscovering them, all the time.
Right.
So she had keys. He didn't call me back on that, and I don't know if it was helpful or not. And then here's just a list of strange things that she said after the crime. I talked to her 3 or 4 times. She said, I love Tallahassee. I wanted to remain in Tallahassee for the rest of my life.
These are phone conversations?
These are phone conversations. Danny has so many enemies, it will be impossible to figure out who did this.
Just let that sink in. She's telling Jeffrey that Danny has enemies. No enemies of Dan Markel ever surfaced.
He's a pretty beloved man, and he was an abrasive guy, but that's a strange thing to say. I've never heard any sympathy from her one time about Danny. She still seems enraged, obsessed, and defiant about Danny.
And that's plausible because we saw her testify this very year in Katie Magbanaw's trial, and she was still seeming to be upset with Dan Markel and hurt.
I told Officer Hale that her and Charlie went to dinner maybe 3 weeks after the crime. Charlie called it a celebration dinner via text. She puked on the table during the dinner after Charlie said something. She wouldn't tell me what he said. She said Charlie made a remark and I just puked everywhere.
Celebration dinner?
That's what Charlie called it. You can look up, if you have access to text, you can find that. Yeah, that's what she called it.
So Charlie and Wendi had a celebration dinner. And that's what Charlie called it. And Wendy told Jeffrey about this. And she also told Jeffrey that Charlie said something to her and that made her vomit on the table at the restaurant. When this came up at trial, Wendi said it was just because she hadn't eaten because of all of the stress that she threw up. So she changed the story.
She said the kids are having problems, but not because of Danny's murder. So the kids are peeing in the bed and having natural kid stuff, not because of Danny's murder. That's a really weird thing to say. Most
That's really
sad. Because her father just got killed. It seems to be important to her that it did not be because of that.
That is almost going to make me cry. That is almost going to make me get sick to hear that.
She was very upset that I attended Danny's memorial service. The Tallahassee Democrat ran the story. They put must have been a worst nightmare. Front and center picture of Jeff LaCasse. Go through all that in my head. I come to the conclusion, as you said a minute ago, that she was at least aware this was going to happen, and I think probably involved.
And I think probably involved in it.